Yo, it's Steven. If you're planning on making a trip to Colombia, here are 10 foods you need to try while you're there. Starting off the list at number 10, we've got the salchipapa, which is a street food that's very popular in Colombia. It is literally just French fries and sausage. You cut up some pieces of sausage with usually sauces that they put on top, cheese sometimes. You can find it literally wherever. My friends from the coast of Colombia say it's better there. I don't really know. I didn't have it in the coast. I actually had it in Bogota. But again, you can find it wherever in the country. It's very cheap. Not going to be your top of the line kind of food, but it's very good. Number 9, if you find yourself on the coast, which is Cartagena, Santa Marta, all the way in Parque Tayrona, you should definitely try arroz con coco, which is coconut rice. And what this is, it's rice made in coconut milk, and they usually put in like raisins. It's a very sweet side dish that they eat with their mariscos, is what they say in Spanish, seafood. So you get some seafood, and on the side you get some arroz con coco. They also have coconut lemonade, which is also very good. So if you're in the coast, definitely try arroz con coco. Number 8, and this is for people that are a little bit more adventurous. I personally love this food, but I know many people that don't. And it is called morcilla. And morcilla is basically sausage, but it's the pig's blood, and they mix it with rice and sometimes onion, and it's just a very delicious, flavorful meat that you can have accompanying with, just if you get like steak, you can have some morcilla on the side as well. So it's a very, very flavorful sausage. Number 7, yuca. Yuca is basically the Colombian potato, and it is a very good side dish, steamed or fried. If you get it fried, you can dip it in like suero is what they call it. It's like a white cream, and really it's just a really good side dish. I highly recommend it if you haven't tried it before. Number 6, sobre barriga and salsa criolla. Sobre barriga is basically a part of a cow. It is a flank steak, and they cook it in this sauce called salsa criolla, and it's a salsa with tomate, cebolla, which is tomatoes and onions, and it's just a delicious dish. I can't really explain it much more than that, but if you're a fan of meat and you like tomato sauce, this is a fantastic. It doesn't even taste like tomato sauce, but this is a fantastic dish. Really blew me away when I had it in Bogota. Number 5, and you can get this in any Latin American country, but if you don't get it in Colombia, then you're just not thinking. A tamal. Tamales obviously are amazing foods. It's just cornmeal with some sort of meat, whether it's chicken, pork, beef. Excellent dish. Highly recommend it. You can get it on the street, or you can get it in a restaurant in Colombia. Number 4, and this is the mother food of Colombia. If you don't eat this in Colombia, then you really missed out. It's the bandeja paisa, and bandeja paisa is a dish typical to the region of Antioquia, Colombia, which contains steak, beans, rice, eggs, bacon, avocado, and sometimes they even include plantains as well. It's a huge dish. It's like the biggest dish in Colombia, and you don't actually have to have like steak. Sometimes I only saw this in the United States, but sometimes they have chicken or ground beef, but it's a huge dish that they typically eat at lunch, and that's their meal for the day. But if you're definitely in the region of like Medellin, you definitely want to try bandeja paisa, because that's where it originates in Colombia. That's where you can get the best bandeja paisa. Number 3, arepa de chocolo. Arepa de chocolo is one of my favorite things to eat when I'm in Colombia. It is basically a sweet arepa. That's the best way I can describe it. If you haven't had an arepa before, you're missing out. Basically, it's just cornmeal, and they usually stuff it with like shredded beef and cheese. But arepa de chocolo is different. Almost spoke Spanish. Is different because it's actually a sweet version. It's like a sweet pancake almost, and they eat it for breakfast. Very, very delicious. I mean, if you do not eat this and you're in Colombia, you're missing out. I'm telling you right now, you gotta try it. Number 2, ajiaco. Ajiaco is the Colombian version of chicken noodle soup here in America, although there's no noodles in the soup. It's chicken, potatoes, they have half of a corn of a cob, in the soup, and they also put like capers, some cream, a lot of garlic. It's a delicious soup. It's honestly the best soup I've ever had in my life, and every time I go, I look for a restaurant that has ajiaco. And number one, if you are on the coast of Colombia, so that's the northern coast, Cartagena, Santa Marta, Parque Tayrona, anywhere in that region, and you see something called mojarra frita, I highly recommend it. I'm not a huge fish guy. I'm not a huge seafood guy, but when I was in Santa Marta, I had mojarra frita, and I gotta tell you, it is delicious. They usually have a dish with, it's just fried fish, put some lime on it, some salt, and then on the side they have rice and patacones. And patacones are basically plantains that are mashed, and they're about this big. It's almost like potato chips. So they mash the plantain, they deep fry it, and then I think they fry it twice actually, and it's almost like potato chips. And so you eat the fried fish, you have some potato chips and the rice. It's a fantastic dish. You're not gonna regret it. Even if you don't like fish. I don't like fish very much, and I loved it. So those are the 10 foods that you should try if you go to Colombia. Hope to hear your guys' responses below, and let me know which one's your favorite.